So Fabrizio Romano has dropped an interesting update about the whole Eze to Arsenal situation. And according to him and his sources, Crystal Palace are expecting a bid. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Wherever you may be in the world, I hope you're having a lovely day. And I am here to give my sort of, opinions or thoughts on Fabrizio Romano's latest update regarding Eberechi Eze to Arsenal Football Club. He came out in a video that I'll play soon, we can all watch together, and basically says his sources have alerted him to the fact that Crystal Palace are expecting a bid from Arsenal. He doesn't go into when or how or any of the finer details, but he does make it very clear that it is something that is in the works. So look, let's watch the clip, let's see what he has to say, and let's give our thoughts on it.
On Arsenal, because in the next 24 hours, the release clause of Eberechi Eze will expire. So basically, Arsenal from today on can't go pay the clause and get the player. It will take a negotiation with Crystal Palace. According to my sources, this negotiation club to club has not started yet. In the last 3 days, someone said the negotiation started. I'm told that the negotiation club to club has not started yet. But sources at Crystal Palace expect Arsenal to arrive for Eberechi Eze. Why? Because Arsenal have been in contact for months now with the agents of Eze, because Eze is very appreciated by Arsenal, because Arsenal still want to add the player if they will have the opportunity to, and Eze is their favorite because they spoke to the player several times and the player is also very keen on a move. So Palace expect Arsenal to arrive. Let's see when, let's see how this conversation will go, let's see financially what they can do, but now the clause has 24 hours. Then the story is going to be over in the next hours, basically, for Eberechi Eze in terms of the release clause. It's going to be over for the clause, not for Arsenal, because Arsenal remain absolutely interested in the player. The guys in...
Okay, so I guess the first thing to talk about is I did a video, I think it was yesterday, and somebody posted, I can't remember who it was. I feel like I want to say Graham Bailey, but I don't want to set man up like that. So somebody posted, and the news was going around that Eze's clause will expire before the season started, but it seemed like right before the season started, if you get what I'm saying. So like the season starts in a couple of weeks, it sounded like we had about 14 days left of the release clause. Romano's come out, and this video came out today, and he's basically said the release clause is I believe it will be the 2nd of August, which is tomorrow. Eze's release clause expired. Now, to me, that's not so much of a big deal, because I read somewhere, I think it was last night, that Arsenal don't actually really care about Eze's release clause. They had no intention of hitting it because they value Eze at around 55 million and they're just going to negotiate on their value of Eze. So not saying that Arsenal won't go out and pay more than 55 million, yada, 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 but they aren't going to be forced into paying the terms of the release clause because they feel like they can negotiate a better deal outside of the release clause, which we'll see, right? Because sometimes negotiating with Crystal Palace is a bit of a tricky one. You know, I know, was it last season or maybe the season before, we tried to negotiate for, I think it was Guehi, and Palace were having none of it. They was like, nah. We don't care how much you think you want to pay. This is how much we want. And Arsenal, okay, cool. Like, they do the thing that Arsenal usually do when they've priced out other player. They just vanish from the scene. So, cool. I'm not so worried about that part. It would be interesting to see, once Eze's release clause expires, how Eze behaves. Because so far, we've not, like, there's been no report that's indicated that he's, like, behaved in a certain way towards Crystal Palace, indicated that he's tried to push a move to Arsenal or anything like that. The only thing that we do know, and we've known for quite some time, and obviously big up Romano, but I feel like he's kind of recycling news a bit with this part, is that Arsenal are very interested in Eze. We've known that for a very long time. Arsenal have been speaking with his agents. We've known this for a very long time. I also know this personally. You know what I mean? Because, you know what I'm saying. And Eze is interested in Arsenal. Now, I think that's just like very clear from the fact that, you know, the move hasn't been shut down yet. I feel like if Eze was completely sold on what Palace are doing or wanted to go to a different club, I don't think that you would still be seeing such heavy links with Arsenal. Let's remember, Tottenham pulled out the race. I wonder why. Do you get what I'm saying? It's clear that Eze does have interest in Arsenal. We've all seen the videos of him speaking about Arsenal and how, you know, when he was younger, getting let go by Arsenal, like, it really hit on his emotions because he's Arsenal through and through, one of our own. And I feel like we'll bring him back in this window. I feel like we'll bring Eze back home in this window. Now, the only thing that I would like to see is that the moment that his release clause expires, I want to see Arsenal immediately. Breaking news, Arsenal have bid X amount plus X amount for Eberechi Eze and get the ball moving. Because I think we've got 2 or 3 preseason games left. The season starts in a couple weeks. There's not really that much time left of the window. Like, I don't want to go into the first game of the Premier League without having Eze in the squad. I don't want to do that. And I'd also like Eze to at least have 5 to 7, maybe 8 training sessions with the squad. I want him to play in the pre-season with the squad. I want him to start building relationships. Don't get me wrong, Eze, he's a very talented player. I think he is someone who could easily come in once the season has started and kind of find his feet immediately and hit the ground running, because he's been in the Premier League for years and years and years and years and years. He's been in English football for years and years and years and years and years. And do you know what? It's not even really a new environment because he's been at Arsenal before. So I don't think there will be any sort of issues in him kind of meshing with the team, settling in, all of that stuff. But I think the issue that could arise, at least in the first maybe 4 or 5 games, if he doesn't come in before pre-season ends, is other players may not know how to play with him. Other players may not be on the same wavelength. Like, because Eze is he's a very direct player. He's a very give me the ball, I make magic happen type of player. And I would say maybe 95% of our squad is to the system. System, pass, system, pass, system, pass. Slow it down, pass, out to the wide, out to the wings, pass. Pass. So it's gonna be a bit of a tricky one because he's gonna be driving forward and like Bear Manager's gonna be behind him, and then he's looking around like, oh, where is everybody? And then he looks behind and they're like looking at him like, bro, what are you doing? You know what I mean? So yeah, I would like him to come in as soon as possible so we can start meshing properly with the team and getting everyone on the same sort of wavelength and understanding and all of that good stuff. Now, another reason why, and I guess I'll just wrap with this. Another reason why I'm super confident Eze is coming to Arsenal, and I don't really doubt that he'll be an Arsenal player going into the 25-26 season, is because Eze is a player, or at this point, let's just say a profile that can play in the 10. Also, just quickly, our number 10 is still available. So we're clearly looking for someone that can wear that shirt. That's another thing. He's a profile that can play in the 10. My opinion, the 8. At least the way that we play the 8. And left wing. Now, if the club wasn't confident that they was gonna be getting Eze, we haven't really been linked to anyone of a similar profile. Do you know what I mean? Like, throughout this whole summer, I mean, we had loose, light links to Xavi Simons, but I feel like we have those links to Xavi Simons every transfer window. So I don't know how serious those are, but honestly, we haven't really been linked to anyone. So I just think that Arteta loves Eze, but then at this point, who doesn't? Do you know what I mean? I just feel like the club are really relaxed. They're confident in Berta's ability to be able to negotiate a deal, and they're probably, just as Crystal Palace are expecting Arsenal to make a bid, I think Arsenal are expecting Crystal Palace to accept a bid. So, yeah. I mean, I know that Crystal Palace, they got the likes of El Canoes that they're looking at. I think the fact that Crystal Palace are looking at people that can replace Eze, I think that's another sign that Eze is probably leaving. So, look, people, let me know what you think in the comments below. I guess both about Fabrizio Romano's update and how you just feel in general about Eze to Arsenal. And yeah, I'll catch you next time. Peace.